Hello and welcome to another tutorial on how to make a web page using your WYSIWYG Web Builder. I am Don Hatton. I am the SEO tutor, and I'm also, of course, the WYSIWYG tutor. My website's the SEOprimer.com, and if you do not have WYSIWYG Web Builder, you really need to go get it. It's one of the cheapest, easiest web page makers there are in the industry. It's under $40. You can own a copy for life. You never have to pay for updates or anything with it, and it's just a phenomenal program. Most people swear by it. I know I do. People tell me it's way easier to use than even Dreamweaver, and you come up with some fantastic results. Today we're going to talk about laying out a web page for pleasing your visitors. This is about the visual impact that your web page has on the people that come by. Very important. If you once you get them there, you want them to stay. So you've got to have everything where it looks good for them. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We already talked a little bit about the color schemes in another video. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch that now, because we're going to focus on using the color schemes and the visual elements that you see on your web page. Let's start off with a blank page. There we go. Now we have a blank page. We're going to start off. We're just going to I'm going to build the page a little bit, and we're going to fast forward. It's going to be instant, just like magic. Okay, I've put a little bit of body to the page now. We can see roughly where the content's going to go. On these background blocks, what I did is I basically started with a real light color, and I made it 25% opaque so it would bleed through the background colors and make it kind of gives a nice effect for what I'm going for here. Now you'll see here I have a sidebar, I have the main content bar, and another sidebar here. Both of these sidebars are extraneous. They're really not necessary for the visitors. It's except for navigation and advertising. We're going to put our navigation bar over here, our main navigation to the left, and our advertising will go over here on the right. We'll put our other navigation bar up here. Now the way navigation bars are supposed to be is the top one should be the rough categories of your pages, things that people might go to, like your home page. Your about page will go up here, and subjects, broad subjects. Over here on the side, you'll put the individual pages of your website. Let me go twinkle dink, and in a second they'll just magically appear some navigation bars. Okay, I'll put a little bit of stuff in here. I've got my background, I've got my buttons, there we go, and I put in a little ad over here so you can see how that goes. Basically, I've divided the website up into fourths. There's a rule of thirds. I use a rule of fourths that works out for me pretty well. If you're using a lot of imagery, you want to use rule of thirds. That means that you divide the website into 3 different parts, and that's basically how you set out your website. Left side will be navigation and odds and ends. Right side, again, advertising, odds and ends. And your content will be roughly in the middle. And that's how it's laid out. Now notice I have the buttons all set up. Let me set up a display on this to see what it looks like. Now we see here the buttons don't have much function to them. You can see a little bit of a change, so I need to work on that a little bit. But you see how the website's laid out. It's not centered very well. That's my bad. But anyway, it's easy on the eyes, and people will enjoy looking at it. And that's the whole idea behind getting a website and having it where people enjoy seeing it. These are just the basics, as I was mentioning, about getting the website laid out. You want to follow the same color scheme and get the website pages laid out logically where everybody can see what's going on and know what to do. That about covers this tutorial on a website layout, and I hope you're able to lay out lots and lots of pages that please your visitors. And try to remember to keep the same thing throughout your website. Keep the same colors and the same rough general layout. My name is Don Hatton. I am the SEO Tutor and the WYSIWYG Tutor. My website's the SEOprimer.com, www.theseoprimer.com, like you see here. If you don't have WYSIWYG Web Builder, I highly recommend you get it. You'll find more of these tutorials on YouTube, on Screen Toaster, and of course on my website at theseoprimer.com. I encourage you to stop by, shoot me an email, ask me questions, let me know if you hated the videos or if you liked them, or if there's anything I can do to help you out with them. I appreciate your input, and I do hope that you've learned something about laying out your website today. Thanks, and I hope you have lots of great websites to build.